And hello and welcome back to Fate Hollow Ataraxia. Last time we've gotten into a state where we're doing a lot of random bullshit and random other stuff of that nature. And I will note, I am straight up taking suggestions if you want me to do a specific one. Before I take a break from the game, basically, and I get to that point, say it. Say it sooner or later. Because I definitely will. I'll do everything people want me to do. Like, one thing suggested was doing a few Rider ones to unlock another Rider one. And I will note this about Rider. I don't dislike her. I just don't feel she is as interesting as other people, especially for being a focal point of a given scene or something like that. So, it seems like what I was recommended was there's a process of 3 to unlock other stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and do one of those per episode for the near future, basically. I'm going to make sure I do that. I was actually... Day 3 Rider in the afternoon. Is this day 3? I don't actually know. No, that's the second day. Okay. Yeah, it tells me from that. It doesn't... I don't think it says anywhere in... Oh yeah, it says in the noon second day part. Okay. That makes sense. So, basically, I'm gonna... it sounds like the unlock stuff, unless it's already unlocked for some reason, like, partially down the line of stuff. The unlock stuff starts on the first day, so I'm gonna make my way back around there, basically. Do a few before I head there, though, so... Oh, hey! Sakura at the archery range on the second day. I wonder what this could be about. I actually don't know. The sound of rippling wind comes from the practice floor. Are we actually going to see them do something archery-related? Is the archery club holding a holiday practice session? Huh. It's been a while since I quit, but the sound of the quivering bow string still stops me in my tracks. Although, if a competition is coming up, it'd be best to leave them alone. At least Fujine or Sakura should be there, so just watching shouldn't be a problem.
失礼します。3年のエミヤですが見学に。お、エミヤじゃないか。こんな日によく来たね。
The one greeting me is a former captain, Mrs. Uri. And as I look for any other familiar faces... Hi, never seen you here before. The person Captain Sakura silently nods in my direction. She doesn't run up to me, I guess she's busy. Fujine, the advisor, seems to be absent.
活動を見学したいんだけど、上がっていいか。
休日練習に見学とは珍しい。部員にだって欠席する奴がいるのに。
She says that, but the club looks just as full as on a weekday. The atmosphere is tense, as if everyone is meticulously preparing for a competition.
そろそろ教練か？邪魔なら失礼するけど。
いいって、来るもの拒まずは我が部の伝統だしね。上がっていきな、エミヤ。
それなら、失礼します。
I take off my shoes and step onto the wooden floor of the archery range.
こちらにどうぞっと。
おう、サンキュー。
Walking along the walls, I sit down in the corner of the waiting room.
座布団はなしでいいでしょ?
The club members seem to be aware of my presence, but being preoccupied with practice, do not look at me directly.
で、休日に顔を出すなんてどういう風の吹き回し？何？自己流鍛錬の精度でも下がったかね？
Training, I mean, I'm not training at archery at the very least.
いや、本当に深い意味はない。単にフラッと寄っただけ。
おやま、てっきりエミヤも弓を我慢できなくなって、年貢の納め時にここへ訪ねてきたのかと思ったのに。
それなら手ぶらで来ないよ。一応、今でも弓も矢も手入れしているけどな。
Really?
そう。まあ、卒業までに一度はその気になってくれればいいか。あんたとは白黒つけないと目覚めが悪い。
Oh boy. This again. Like, I used to play the saxophone as part of, like, band in high school and stuff like that. And I still have my saxophone. I just haven't taken care of it. It's in a case somewhere in this apartment.
前処したいんだが、こればっかりはな。自分でもどうにもならないというか。
Really? Why? That is, it's a question of principle. similar to a mental trauma, unable to do what was simple before, I guess.
まったくエミヤが鈍り切って弓道体操から仕込み直しにならなければいいんだけどさ。
I sort of assume Emiya Archer, the reason he uses a bow is because he so wanted to be a hero, he took up something that he doesn't necessarily like, just because he's really good at it.
と
I turned to see what she's been looking, or doesn't necessarily enjoy like he might have used to. I turned to see what she's been looking at, still maintaining her bitter smile.
山崎くん、離れの時に振り込みをしていますよ。
はい。
弓返りは手首で作るんじゃなくて、こう角身の動きを自然にすれば帰るから無理に回さないで。
はい、麻藤部長。
藤木くんは打ち起こしが早すぎるかな。もうちょっと湯気が上がるみたいにって言ってわかります？
なるほど、わかりました。
大脇さんはもたれが起きてきてる。もっと落ち着いて。後で鏡前で確認するといいです。はい部長。
Sakura briskly gives out instructions to everyone. She looks completely different from her usual self.
なあ、三綴り。
I ask quietly so as to not let others overhear.
さくらってあんなに毅然としていたか？
じゃあエミヤはマトウがどうやってると思った？
Asked the question in return, I scratch my chin and thought. The way she usually is, it's really hard to imagine her as a captain.
推しにかけて苦労事は自分で背負い込んじまって孤軍奮闘してるんだけど空回りしているかも。
まあ代替わり当初はそんな感じだったよ。
Mitsuzuri reminisces with a sigh.
マトウには部長の荷は重かったか。これで物になるのかねって最初は不安だったけどね。おせっかいにならないようそれとなく手助けはしてきたけど、ま、私の目は確かだったってこと。マトウも見違えるほどに成長して今やあの通り弓道部の表看板。
Is this the result of doing all that training camp stuff? Because I feel like this is in dire contrast to some of the problems they said she had prior. Mitsuzuri grins as if boasting about a piece of art she painted herself. When I first heard that Sakura was about to become the new captain, it took me completely by surprise. And while I might not get a chance to talk to her, seeing how busy she is, watching her become one fine captain makes me pleasantly surprised.
次は3年の立ち練です。
と、私たちの番だね。そこで私の勇姿をたっぷりと拝んでな、エミヤ。
Mrs. stands up and heads towards the range. As I'm thinking to myself that her confidence is very well justified.
ああ、さくら。
休日にわざわざ見学に来ていただきありがとうございます、エミヤ先輩。
She comes to the waiting room and greets me with a deep bow. My eyes widen. Sakura here is not the Sakura at home, but rather Captain Sakura of the Archery Club.
どうかなさいました先輩？
She's really trying, I can tell that. I must have sat there dumbfounded for quite a while, as she asked me in a quiet voice.
私何かおかしなことを言いましたか？
いや、何も。さくらが礼儀正しく挨拶をしたってのにこっちが心の準備をしてなかった。
Wouldn't the implication be there that she normally acts in a way that would make you surprised that she was so courteous?
いや、感心した。さくら、随分と部長が板についてるんだな。
そうですか？私がですか？
さくらが弓道部の部長っていうからには、
最初の頃は随分と三綴先輩方に助けていただきました。おかげで少しはしっかりしたでしょうか。先輩にそう言ってもらえるなんて。
麻藤部長、お願いします。
As we're speaking, someone calls Sakura from the range. That voice. Oh, yeah, that's Mrs. Uri's little brother. Looks like he's glaring this way.
すみません。1年の子たちが。
Jealous.
いいって、部長の仕事の方が大事だ。
Now I see Sakura off. The moment she stands up, her expression changes to that of the club captain. I return the quiet bow she gives me on the way out.
Emiya senpai?
On her way to the Makiwara, Sakura looks back.
なんだ？
ここではお話がしにくいので、練習が終わったら帰りをご一緒しませんか？
Sure.
もし先輩に残っていただけるのでしたらですが。
了解。終わるまで待ってるから、しっかり部長業を務めてくれ。
はい。それでは先輩。
You know, with everything being voiced in this, I wonder how many, like, actual... Like, I'm pretty sure, yeah, the original Fate Stay Night was largely voiced too, but it's like... There are just so many of these scenes that are... Yeah, I wonder how long the actual, like, voice files are stacked up against each other. For all of them. Sakura's changed a lot. When she came to our house, she was a girl that always cast her eyes downward and never smiled. It's all thanks to Fujine that she's become so bright.
俺だって藤音がいなかったら。
I was still just a kid when I took over the Kirituku house, and we used to fight a lot. But above all, it was Fujine who cheered me up the most. The fact that Sakura was able to become such a fine captain is probably due to Fujine's influence, after all. Like a deity of good fortune, it looks like Fujine is someone our house cannot go on without.
Hi! みんなこんにちは!
So says the advisor coming in.
や、死ぬほど練習に励んでるか？おいやー、元部員のシローまで揃っちゃってまあ、遊びに来たの？
I should leave. She hasn't changed one bit. A bundle of light and joy that will shine until the destruction of the world. Everyone's advisor, Ida Fujimura Taiga, makes her appearance.
藤村先生、こんにちは。
まあまあ、ゆっくりしたまえ、宮くん。おもてなしのお茶も出なくて恐縮だけど。
いえ、大会に向けて励んでいるところにそんな。
おーい、誰かお茶持ってきてくんないかな？
単に自分がお茶を飲みたかったのか。
That's right, nods the Archery Club advisor herself. There's not an inkling of leadership that can set an example for Sakura. She's just like the Fujine we all know at home.
遠慮しときます。それより、
もしかしてシロったら家の中にあんなに可愛い子たちを揃えておいて、まだうちの粒揃いの美人さんたちまで拝みに来たのかにゃー。
Well, there's a little overlap.
まさか一番のお目当てはこのお姉ちゃん？
No, never, never. I mean, maybe deep down underneath the seemingly careless exterior, there is a strict policy that Sakura managed to scoop out. Could that really be it?
うんうん。シローがまだこんなだった頃に初めて拝んだ私の剣道着姿が憧れの原風景だから、袴姿の女の子にはドキドキするの？
Oh my god.
するの？するのね。いやー、逃げて！一年の女の子たちはみんな逃げて！
Oh my goodness. Does she normally do this to people?
藤村先生。
Or am I just that special? A thundering voice echoes throughout the range. Sakura didn't scold her.
さくらちゃん。
She looks afraid.
藤村先生、ここは神聖な道場です。男女がどうこうという不純なお話は慎んでいただきたいのですが。それに先生は聖職者であることもご自覚ください。元部員とはいえ、見学者のエミヤ先輩にあまり砕けた態度を取られますと、部員たちに示しがつきません。
Oh yeah, that's the problem, definitely. Just casually, that's the problem. Amazing. Sakura's disciplined Fujine into total submission.
顧問がご迷惑をおかけして申し訳ありません。
This must be an everyday occurrence, if she's so whipped at this point. Although Sakura helped me out of that mess, I can't simply thank her when she's this angry.
いつものことだから気にしてないぞ。
いえ、部長として先輩にはお詫び。
マト部長、よろしくね。
Mrs. Uri brother comes at the most opportune moment to interrupt with jealousy. But why is he glaring at me?
本当に失礼いたしました。
マト、ご苦労様。みのりのところに行ってやりな。
Mrs. Uri finally butts in. Although she is kneeling properly beside us, she still somehow has a careless air about her.
マトもな、よく藤村先生相手にビシビシ言えるよ。
Yeah, she definitely has an authoritative stance when she really wants it.
それだけでも私より立派な部長だなって。
お前は妙に藤姉に一歩譲るよな。
まあ、やっぱりホムラハラの生きた伝説だし。
Yeah, it's probably not good to have reverence for people you actually have to deal with on a regular basis.
こっちの方では絶対にかなわないと尊敬する腕前だからね。
Mrs. Uri takes a stance with an imaginary shinai in her hands. Side effect of having belonged to a vertical society that valued physical strength above wit for a long time, I guess.
さくらちゃんは私の肝入りの子分だったのに。
And she has surpassed the master.
うわ、先生。
それが部長になったら反旗を翻してたちまち下克上。お姉ちゃんの言うことを聞かない悲しい子に。2年前に四郎の退部でついえた私の第一次弓道部私物化計画。
What now?
今年こそさくらちゃんで第二次計画の布石は完璧だと思ったのに。
You're what now?
今じゃ私の最大の天敵よ。
Privatization plan?
そんな理由でさくらを押したのか？
なので大御所の三辻さんが私の庇護者になってさくらちゃんから守ってほしいなーって。
そんなこと言われても、私も引退が近い身ですし、もう口出しも控えようかと。
そうなの、三辻さんが卒業しちゃったら私はさくらちゃんに毎日いじめられるの。
I mean, I'd pay to see that. You could just make some money off of it.
その時はほら、うちの実りを残していきますから、盾にでも替え玉にでも煮えにでもお好きなように。
Against Sakura, I don't think you're gonna have much luck there.
ダメよ、三辻君はとっくにさくらちゃんの人形じゃない。
Sure.
三辻さんは恩師の危機を見過ごす薄情な門弟じゃないよね。ね。
ああ、それはまあ。
No, don't let your weird reverence for her, like, legitimately stall your life. Because she's incapable of controlling your students.
負けるな三辻。
エミヤ。
この先の弓道部の趨勢はお前が握ってるんだ。
そうだ、お前が卒業までに私と変わってくれたら。
Wait, what?
そんな理由で2年間俺を説得してたのか？
いや、それだけじゃないけどね。
藤村先生、
あう。
大会前の大事な時期に顧問がそんなことでは。三辻先輩も神聖な道場で何をされてるんですか？
私は何もしてない。それにマト、部長ならちゃんと顧問の手綱を握っておきなさいって
それは確かに。
待て、それは本当に部長の職務なのか？
いつになったらお前の卵の殻は破れるんだ。いい加減ひよっこ気分から抜けろ。
はい、申し訳ありません。
Her defense mechanism out of being in trouble is to sick her more on Fujine.
いいぞー、いけいけあやこちゃん。
ふざけないでください。それもこれも元はといえば藤村先生がだらしないせいです。
やぼー、さくらちゃん怖い。
その調子だ。いつまでも3年に頼るんじゃないよ。
It's like an elemental triangle. Fujine's weak to Sakura, Sakura's weak to Mrs. Uri, Mrs. Uri's weak to Fujine.
助けて三辻さん。死の危機を見過ごすのが三辻さんの武道精神なの？この薄情者。
でも弓道の精神性は無我ですから。
先生、水釣り先輩に振るなんて卑怯です。
これは。
私の手を煩わせないで、藤村先生。
私を一人にしないで、水釣りさん。
私を自由にさせてくれ、麻藤部長。
And so before I knew it, a power relationship not unlike a rock paper scissors game had been established.
いろいろとお忙しいようなので、俺はこれで。
はい、先輩。では今度こそまた後ほど。
Right, you wanted to walk home too, didn't you?
エミや藤村先生も連れ帰ってくれ。
シロ素直だったさくらちゃんを返して。
藤村先生。あ、先輩、校門のところで待っててくださいね。
麻藤部長、よろしくお願いします。
The hell is wrong with this club? That's definitely a great way to convince me to want to join, yeah?
先輩、お待たせしました。
Right. So we're actually gonna do this whole thing. Okay, cool. The ribbon in her hair flutters in the wind like a feather. Sakura comes trotting up to me like a baby bird that's found its mother.
怪我した子の手当てをしてたら時間かかっちゃいまして。
そっか、部長も大変だな。
And she'd say, I didn't think she'd take her new role as captain of the archery club this seriously. It's as if a mask has been removed from her face. That's how I describe Sakura today.
どうする？シントに寄ってくか？
If she wants to talk, we can take the long way there.
よかったら宮山町の商店街に行きませんか？
そこでいいのか？
Sakura draws the cell phone from her pocket to check the time.
はい、今なら夕方のタイムセールに間に合います。
Okay, I get it.
そういうことか。なら喜んでいこ
う。When you shop during a sale that attracts a lot of people, you somehow feel like you've gotten a better deal. Sakura nods enthusiastically, and with that, we hurry on our way. I'm not sure where this is headed. Feels like we're basically in a different event now. The hustle and bustle of the limited time offer that it attracts is already here. With today being the Saturday before a holiday weekend, it's even busier than usual, and every register is overflowing with customers.
いい買い物ができましたね、先輩。
ああ、得したな。卵は1人2パックで、牛乳は1人2本までか。
荷物持ちさせちゃってすみません。
遠慮はなし。全部うちの食材なんだから。そっちも重かったら俺が持とうか。
へっちゃらです。先輩が一緒でよかった。
Our arms laden with heavy grocery bags, we walk through the busy shopping district. As one might expect of the two pillars of a kitchen-based household that are about to complete their provisioning run, the conversation quickly turns towards the well-worn topic of cooking.
卵と牛乳がたくさんあるのなら、ケーキ焼くのもいいかも。
Huh. Interesting.
卵なら茶碗蒸しもいいな。
牛乳も消費量多いんですよね。みんな朝も昼も飲みますから。
Yeah, I know that feeling of drinking, going through milk quickly.
さくらだって結構飲んでるよな。
そうですか？でも私、胃腸は丈夫ですから、冷たいまま飲んでもお腹壊しませんし。
Wait, what? Do people have concerns with drinking milk that's just been sitting in the refrigerator? What? Foo, I can almost hear Tasaka's voice from somewhere saying, oh ho ho, what are you going to do when all that milk goes to your chest? I think she wouldn't complain?
あら？
Sakura stops in the middle of the road and turns towards the Idomaya bakery. The shop counter is overflowing with the freshly baked obaniyaki buns, which a worker is arranging in neat rows inside the bakery case. No, I guess... No, that's still... That milk thing's still bothering me. Like, I've drank milk basically my entire life. I've never had a problem. Like, I'm not lactose intolerant or anything. Is that like a common thing in Japan or something? Where people are lactose intolerant or something along those lines? And what would you do to prepare milk to make it easier to digest? The sweet fragrance wafts through the air, making my mouth water.
Sakura, どれが食べたい？
私はそんな。
いるからずっと部活だろ？そんなに運動してて腹は空いてないのか？
それはまあ。
Never shop when you're hungry. Rule 1 of living on your own.
でもお夕飯前ですし。
少しくらいなら家に帰って料理を作っているうちに消化するって。
そんなことないですよ。
そうか？武道家なら健単であるべきなんだけどな。
それに甘味は控えないといろいろありますし。
Sakura tries to cobble together a slew of excuses into one firm denial, but her eyes haven't strayed once from the opaniyaki this whole time. I mean, if she feels it would be better for her to not, she doesn't have to. I should just end this the easy way.
というか、本当は俺が小腹が減ってるんだ。
Stop tempting her, Emiya. し
かし一人で食べるのもなんなんで、さくらが買い食いに付き合ってくれると嬉しいんだが。
Don't you gotta get the milk to a refrigerator, though?
先輩、そういう気遣いは余計に恥ずかしいです。
まあまあ、俺たちだけじゃなくセイバーやフジネーたちへのお土産にもなるし。
すごい、そういう理由だったら完璧です。
よしよし、じゃあ買い物袋を持ってるからさくらが選んできてくれないか。はい。サンキューさくら。
Okay.
焼きたてでホカホカです。
セイバーたちには悪いけど俺たちは温かいうちに食べちまおう。台所を預かる身としてみすみす素材の味が下がるのは忍びない。
そうですね。
Her previous hesitation is gone without a trace. Sakura eagerly opens the paper bag.
先輩は粒あんとクリームのどちらが好きですか？
じゃあ粒あんを。さくら、買い物袋を一つ持ってくれないか。
Sakura takes a bun from the bag and brings it to her nose, inhaling its fragrance.
これはきっと粒あんです。
そうか。ちょっと待って。荷物を置くから。はい。
熱いうちにどうぞ。
Sakura brings the bun in her hand close to my mouth. The warm steam rising from it tickles my nose.
さくら、まさか。
あーんしてください、先輩。
Seriously?
美味しいですか、先輩。
さくら、こういうのは恥ずかしくないのか？
Oh, snap. Okay. This is not what I was expecting. Sakura's all smiles, but I'm so concerned about the stares we're drawing that I can't really enjoy the days.
俺、子供の頃からこの商店街を使っているから、どっちを向いても知り合いだらけなんだよな。
そうなんですか。
そう。さくらは自分が知り合いに出くわさないって思ってるから平気なんだろうけどさ。
今お帰りですか？
Apparently not.
あら、佐藤さん、家のお手伝い？
So quickly. Mato and Sato?
はい。その隣の方はもしかして。それは内緒。みつづりくんかわい
そう。Does she understand? Oh, okay.
どうしてみのりくんがかわいそうなの？
Okay, yeah. She's not aware. I was wondering how she'd react.
あ、お邪魔しちゃ悪いですね。それじゃあ私はここで。あ、ちょっと待って。これで写真を撮ってもらえる？
Wait, what?
かわいい携帯ですね。じゃあお二人とも顔を寄せてください。いきます。
Oh my. Sakura's Junior leaves to continue her errand, but not before glancing back at us several times. Are you typically taking pictures of stuff going on, Sakura? Because I don't recall you ever doing this before. Because she did it so casually, basically.
私も恥ずかしいですよ。けど、それ以上に嬉しいんで、多めに見てください。
She smiles radiantly. No, can't say anything back when she looks at me like that.
先輩、クリームも美味しいですよ。とろけてほかほかです。
いや、俺はクリーム入りは邪道っぽくてどうも。
ああ、それは食わず嫌いです。
The sweet, lilting tone of Sakura's voice makes me gulp in an entirely different way. Though she takes the prize for the most level-headed member of our household, she can be unexpectedly frank when we're out in town together like today.
どうしたんです？
いや、別に。
弓道場でもびっくりしてましたよね。
ああ、バカみたいな顔してただろ、俺。
そんなことないですよ。今の弓道部は秋の大会に向けて真剣ですから、私も態度を崩せなくて、それで先輩を驚かせちゃったんですね。
秋の大会か。そんな時期なんだよな。
I still regret not being able to participate in any tournaments since I quit archery in the summer of my first year.
今年って誰が代表で出るんだ？
Wow, that's actually really quick, isn't it? Like he was like in the club because they start in like April or March or May or something like that, right? That's like a few months at most, right?
あ、先輩も気になります？ 3年は三辻先輩、工藤先輩、久米原先輩のお三方。
Ooh, such significant people that I totally recognize the name of.
お、そのメンバーなら鉄板だな。問題は三辻の村っけぐらいか。
そして2年は伊垣くんと私、的藤さくらです。
お、さくらも代表か。偉い偉い。
ええ、これでも部長ですから。
なるほどな。藤姉は全国制覇も夢じゃないって言ってたっけ？
藤村先生はその前向きですから。
楽観的とも言うが。で、部長として自信のほどは？
私の自信ですか？そうですね。
Sakura takes a big bite out of her okonomiyaki, deep in thought.
地区戦進出くらいならなんとか。
大きく出たな、さくら。全校集会で表彰されるときは縁談のさくらを下から見守ろう。
私が生徒全員の前でですか？
That's the thing that makes you nervous.
そりゃ部長なんだし。そういえば3年代表にシンジがいないけど、あいつはどうしたんだ？
兄さんですか。
I vaguely remember him saying he quit.
ああ、去年の代表選手だろ？
兄さんは3年だからって引退を決め込んでて、もう練習にも出てきてくれないんです。
Yeah, that sounds right.
あれ、そうなのか、あいつ。
Come to think of it, I haven't seen him at all at the archery range since the summer ended.
たまにはどうですって誘うんですけど、兄さんたらあの調子で。
She talks about Shinji with a faint smile. It wasn't too long ago that Sakura expressing her opinion of Shinji would so openly would have been unthinkable.
怒って手を挙げてないよな。
いえ、そんな。三辻先輩からは手ぬるい、もっとビシビシ叱ってやれって煽られますけど、まだまだ先輩ほど強気にはなれません。
I think Emmy was meaning in the opposite direction, but okay. No, Sakura, I didn't mean from you.
大丈夫ですよ、先輩。兄さんも昔の兄さんじゃないですし、私も昔の私じゃありません。
Sakura smiles as she bites enthusiastically into the bun. Not a trace remains of the fear that once crippled her. Sakura tells me all about the archery club as we walk, about how surprised everyone was when she offered to do the cooking during training camp. The time the younger members dragged her to a bowling alley for the first time. The day she taught her massage skills to the club members to great reception. She's massage skills? I don't remember. How she caught Mitsuzuri's brother and gave him a full body massage after his shyness made him try to run away. Oh, Minori. I feel for the guy. Oh my goodness. And how Mitsuzuri just watched from the sidelines grinning the whole time, and how all he could do the next day as a side effect of the massage was roll around on the floor. Sakura stopped suddenly, and I follow side by side. We take in the uninterrupted view of the sunset over the town below.
初めてですね、先輩。
初めて？
はい。こうして先輩と一緒に下校して、一緒に世間話をして、一緒に食べ歩いて、どれも初めてです。
Really? I see. Sakura came to get me, and we walked to school together every day, but we were always busy with club activities or part-time jobs and never got the chance to go home together.
ようやく願いが叶いました。
願い？
はい。友達とか部活とか自分のことを先輩に話せるようになるって。そんな夢、私にはたくさんありますから。先輩といろいろしたいこと、あれもこれもってずっと願ってきた夢が。
そんなことはない。さくらに叶える夢があってよかったと思う。
Maybe she suddenly felt shy since she took another obanaki and crammed it into my mouth.
これクリーム。
But Sakura is busy trying to step on the tall shadow the setting sun throws in front of her, and doesn't hear a word I say.
私って。
Oh well. I close my mouth without another word. It tastes a lot better than I expected.
今日は一緒に付き合ってもらってありがとうございました、先輩。
こんな安いことでいいのか？
Good to know, right?
じゃあ今度は清掃して豪華な場所でお食事をしたいですね。
A high-level demand for an equally high-level restaurant. Yeah, I'd say that's doable. I don't know if I can make it happen right away, but as soon as I get the chance, I'll be able to grant this wish of hers too, I hope.
よし、クラシックでゴージャスな食事だな。待ってろ、なんとか実現してみせる。
はい、気を長くして待ってますね、先輩。
And exchange a small promise with Sakura. What's a good place for Sakura? Oh, so that's something that we'll be able to do too? Oh, okay. That actually felt very conclusive, all things considered. I thought it was going to be like the sort of thing where you have, that's like the conclusion of her, like, little arc or whatever you want to call it in all this. So, Rider Afternoon... in the storage room. Yeah, it's not there. I didn't think it would be, but a lot of Rider. There are so many Rider events. Again, it's not like I dislike her. It's just hard for me to do a bunch of those in a row. Just because I don't think she carries scenes nearly as well, basically. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to the beginning and do the Rider thing that I said I was going to do, so. Okay. Day 1 Rider in the morning in the enemy house. Okay, sure. Not sure what this is gonna be about, but sure. I'll go visit Rider. I don't know why, but I'll go visit Rider. She's probably reading as usual.
Oi, Rider!
Oh, great timing. Are you free right now? Just as I'm about to ask her that, she slipped right by me.
あれ
As if she has something to do, she walks by rapidly. Oh well, so much for that. Maybe I'll just drink some tea by myself.
はい、本日の予約ですが。いえ。
I've run into Ryder again. You have an appointment? I'll make some tea for her too, just in case. Since the teapot's still full of hot water, I quickly brew some roasted green tea.
はい。午後なら空いていますか？
Oh.
スタイリストの方は、いつもご迷惑をおかけするとお伝えください。
Ah, is this all in reference to the Holy Grail? Or sorry, the words. Your hair and the snakes and stuff like that.
では、3時からですね。
Stylist. I bring the tea into the living room and offer some to Ryder.
ライダー、電話？
はい。美容院に連絡を。
I'm not sure why I'm so surprised. What I'm so surprised about, but the revelation does drive me into a temporary stupor. Well, Ryder is a woman in her prime, after all. It's no surprise she'd go to a salon, but for a beauty like hers to go to the same place in Miyama, frequented by Homohara students.
美容院って美山町の？
ええ。これだけの髪ですと、自分一人で手入れするのも大変ですので。
Interesting. I do like the longer hair, personally, but I mean, I can totally understand that. Personally, I tend to let my hair grow until the point where I feel as though it's too annoying to take care of it, and then I'll get it cut really short and repeat the process.
週に2回ほどの周期で時間をかけてトリートメントをしてもらっているのです。
I also personally like it just because I like the variation of hairstyles and just stuff like that I get from, you know, letting it grow out and stuff like that. Ryder's hair. Now that I think about it, I suddenly feel like touching her ever-waving smooth strands of hair. It would be so nice to run my hands through them just once. No, down, boy. That's a good way to get yourself killed.
もしかしてライダーの髪って伸びるのか？
いえ、伸びはしませんが、やはり乱れてきますから。
And you're gonna cut it?
それに。
I thought there's some snake thing, like, associated with him. Is your hair just, like, alive? Because I remember that whole thing in the bathroom, and I'm thinking, like, the idea of getting it cut feels like... I don't know, like, just how it was being treated almost feels like cutting off the length of your fingers because you think they're too long or something like that. I don't know. Ryder sips at her tea. I know hair is not normally like that, but for her, it's...
例体になって実体化すれば髪は元通りになります。
ならそうすればいいんじゃ。
髪程度の問題でさくらに負担をかけたくはありません。ですので本当に面倒ですが、髪の手入れは自分で解決しなくてはなりません。正直乱れたままだと私も機嫌が悪くなりますから。
そっか。いろいろ大変なんだな、女の人って。
そう言っていただけるのはありがたいのですが、白気にかけるのでしたら私よりもさくらを優先してください。私は彼女のサーバントに過ぎませんから。さくらはあなたに気遣いされれば喜びます。私もそう言ってあなたたちを見ているのは嬉しい。
そうか。頑張る。
シロには戦いより難しいでしょうが、尽力してください。打足ですが、そういうあなたを見るのも楽しいですから。
She said something scary a little too easily.
さくらには十分気を使うとしてだな。盗作あたりはどうなんだろう。あいつも美容室に行ってるのかな。
彼女には余計なお世話だと思います。
Oh boy. That was quick.
誤解なきように。
I think there's only one way to take it.
リンは努力を表さない性格です。美容の苦心をシロに知られれば侮辱されたと思うでしょう。
Fair enough.
ああ、なるほど。
A swan's feet is what they say. I'm not familiar with that. As for the remaining members of the women's squad,
じゃあセイバーは？
微妙ですね。私が行けと言えば喧嘩になりますが、シローが言えば忠告と取るでしょう。
I mean, I feel as though coming from me might be even worse because of the implication coming from me. I mean, just say it's like a girl's day out or something. Not like she has a fucking job to spend her time on. She'd probably say something along the lines of, I like this hairstyle, or possibly, other hairstyles do not fit me, or I don't know.
で、藤姉はどうかな？
Really, what would that be like?
喜ぶかもしれませんよ。
はい。
ですから喜ぶかもしれません。あまり化粧をする人柄ではありませんが、嫌いではないようですし、シローが美容室に行きたいと言えば二つ返事で同行するのではないでしょうか。
Wait, doesn't that imply that I would be the one going for a makeover and not Fuji? Yeah, that's what she'd enjoy about it.
もしもの話はここまでにしておこう。で、ライダーはこれから？
美容室は午後からです。それまでのんびりしています。
Okay. And so she proceeds to set camp in front of the TV.
かくいう私はあまり好きではないのですが。
She says softly.
え？
Not fond of what? The beauty salon?
なんでだ？生き慣れてるっぽいじゃないか、美容室。
そうなのですが、鏡がありますか？
Yeah, that's a risk. There are indeed a lot of mirrors in a hair salon. Ryder's true name is Medusa. Her tale includes a defeat of a mirror-like shield. Oh, does it?
伝説でいうところの鏡の盾だっけ？
Yeah, I feel like you'd really need to be up and up on your, like, mythological history. If you lived in this world and was doing this stuff.
石化の魔眼を跳ね返したっていうのは。
According to the Greek mythology, Medusa had her mystic eyes blocked by Perseus' shield and was defeated by having her head cut off. Something like that. Do you remember all that? Do all of them remember their deaths? Actually? Because I don't... Have we ever talked about that before? So does that mean...
ライダー、髪切るときってメガネを外すよな。そうなると鏡と向かい合うことになるけど、ライダー。
しません。鏡を見たところで私は石化しませんから。ペルセウスは鏡に映った風景を頼りにして私と戦ったのです。直接私と目を合わせないために。
ああ、なるほど。
Perseus' shield did not reflect the mystic eyes. He merely made them ineffective by avoiding eye contact.
でもそれだとなんで鏡が苦手なんだ？別に鏡に倒されたってわけでもないんだし、嫌うのはわかるけど苦手っていうのは行き過ぎじゃないか？
それがそうでもないのです。女神の盾は魔眼は封じられずとも、私を倒したのは確かに鏡なのですから。
It's a mystery. Looks like there are some plot holes in the mythology regarding Medusa. Quite possibly. I also think mythology tends to have a lot of recounts of the myths that are different than each other, so...
聞きたいですか、シロ？
I guess?
ああ、いや、そりゃ興味はあるけど。
どうしても聞きたいですか？
I mean, that's a strong way of putting it.
いや、どうしてもって言われると。
After all, it's a story concerning Medusa's writer's fall. I feel as if I shouldn't insist on it.
あ、いや、話してくれるなら聞かせてほしいです。
わかりました。あのような出来事は思い出したくないのですが、シローが聞きたいというのであればお話しし
So
まし
she
ょう。
wants to reminisce on it, but she wants an excuse to do it, basically.
あれはこの体が怪物として成長しきった後、今の私とは違う
けれど、その果てにあるか。
Okay, the peaceful morning air somehow feels a lot more ominous and impressive. Not sure if she's enjoying my frightened reaction or if it's just a foreshadowing technique. Ryder quietly begins the story of her past self's final moments. If that is so, then I shall bring back the head of the legendary monster Gorgon, the soon-to-be king of Tyrans, the future king of Mycenae, I don't know, Percy said at this banquet. I never know. The warrior most favored by the gods in the Greek world. Perseus, the son of Zeus, the king of the gods. On the day of the banquet, to prove his bravery and save his mother, he vowed to defeat this monster. The faraway, solitary island is one of the places where those exiled by the gods lived. A hideous monster lurking at the end of the world. According to the rumors, it resided in the Titans' ruins, a place resembling the cunning evil of the Sirens and the chaotic disorder of the Chimeras. Once a glorious palace of the gods, there's not a trace of its former beauty left on the island. It is now a demonic realm, the likes of which cannot be found elsewhere. The name of that sacred place was the Shapeless Isle. A place not even birds visit. A hell on earth. 5 noble phantasms were given to Perseus. Really. A pair of winged sandals so he could fly through the air. A helmet that granted invisibility to its wearer. A bronze shield polished like a mirror, the gift of the goddess Athena. A snake hunter's scythe, a harpe. And finally, a bag to contain the monster's head. Kibyssus. No warrior in the history of Greece had ever been given this many noble phantasms. Perseus equipped himself to win and gathered much information to aid him, a wealth of trustworthy weapons strategy utilized them. Although he had neither seen the foe nor ever set foot in the demon's lair, he had not a speck of fear. Until the day of the battle. Until the moment he descended into that dark palace. The island was drastically different from what he had heard before. The sun did not shine, the air was stale, and all living things melted away. The hell did not permit the very existence of life, a dark palace stained with blood. A palace that would trick one into thinking that his time had already come and had fallen into the afterlife. Although favored by the gods, Perseus, who had yet to prove himself as a hero, could not bear the sight of it. Perseus ran deeper into the palace, as if he were escaping. His dreams of slaying the monster gloriously were long gone. So he's trying to save his mother from her too? Any longing for fame had long since left his mind. He only wanted one thing: find the monster, take its head, and escape from the island as quickly as possible. The stale air was burning his skin, and his feet were slowly melting away where he touched the ground. Simply stopping would spell certain defeat. The foolish challenger would perish as the monster slept quietly inside the palace. Holding his breath and suppressing the scream rising in his throat, Perseus hid in the shadows as he advanced. The palace was enormous. No, it was excessively huge. Seemingly enchanted, it had no beginning and no end. This terrifying palace only revealed Perseus' own insignificance. Yes, it was not that the palace was grand. It was just that Perseus, shivering and alone, was like a tiny insect to its inhabitant. And so, a few minutes, no, hours later, the mirrored shield warned Perseus. The shield reflected the surroundings on it like a mirror-like surface. A detector of sorts, the shield showed the dark palace's layout, as well as Perseus' own heartbeat. And the heartbeat of a nearby monster, fast approaching. The view distorted. A grotesque creature emerged from the darkness. Yet one could not stare at it directly. Perseus used self-suggestion to force himself to look at nothing but the shield until the very end. It was already too late to back away. A fight was inevitable. Seconds later, Perseus flew through the air and issued his challenge to the monster. And then, he suddenly realized that something about the legend was off. The place was inhabited by 3 beautiful sisters. But the shield showed only 2 heartbeats, his and the monster in front of him. Then, the heartbeats of the petrifying snake princess's 2 sisters. Just where could they have disappeared to? A gigantic something came pulverizing. A gigantic something came pulverizing the Force of Stone statues in its way. That was the monster Gorgon. The monster Perseus sensed. Oh, okay. Perseus threw a volley of curses. You damn gods! What use is this glory you promised me? There's no victory to be found in the fight from the beginning. The monster had already nearly matured enough to be called an evil god. On this impossible mission, the cleverest of no phantasms were nothing but life-saving equipment at best. It was not unlike a ship caught up in a storm. Being toyed with by the raging waves, Perseus was struggling only to survive. There's no way to win, no weapons to defeat the enemy. A battle of attrition. It may have been possible for a true hero, but Perseus, who had been hoped to become one through his victory here, had no means to destroy the Gorgon. Perseus, who still possesses the nature of a human. The only way he could slay the Gorgon would be... Perseus continued to avoid fatal hits using the winged sandals, escaping the petrifying glares, dodging the blows from the monster's arms. But that was all he could do. Seems like a pretty uphill battle. The monster did not feel threatened by the new offering. It was no more than a mere nuisance. Finally, having enough of the fighting, it opened up its own palace. Breaker Gorgon. Self-sealing Temple of Darkness. A great magical barrier, a complement to the blood fort that enveloped the shapeless isle. Just as the blood fort enveloped the world, the Temple of Darkness sealed it. A person caught inside would have his consciousness imprisoned within the mind of the Gorgon, and would be rid of any abilities he might have had in the outside world. The Temple of Darkness, unlike the Mystic Eyes, only needed a steady supply of magical energy from the Gorgon to draw one in. Perseus had no way to avoid it. It had total control over him. The monster, without even focusing on the fight, could. And the only way to fell the monster is to let it encage itself. Kibisis. The bag that is said to have carried Medusa's head. In an instant, it swelled up, turned inside out, and swallowed Perseus whole. The concept of the world inverted, and the inside of the bag became the outside, and the outside became inside. What? No, what was inside wasn't the bag's contents, but in fact the outside. The Gorgon's Temple of Darkness was aimed inside itself. The prison became a mirror that reflected the Gorgon who was outside the bag. The monster's movement stopped. Trapped in the Temple of Darkness created by itself, startled by a nightmare of its inner wounds the Gorgon suffered as Medusa. A nightmare beyond all nightmares, the monster despaired at the reflection in the mirror of its own self in the time when it had a sense of self-awareness. And then, and there, came the one counterattack. Immortality subverting harp sliced through the neck of the completely paralyzed snake princess. The invincible monster became Medusa again, due to its own heart, and, as if waking up from a dream, was struck down all too quickly. Yeah, that sounds
以上です。
like an unfortunate end.
何分昔の話ですし、今の私とは関わりのないことなので、細部に脚色がありますが。
Have you now? Okay. Basically saying, well, if someone tells you something different, they might be right. She continues sipping her tea. She has just recited a story about her own beheading, yet she keeps an unprecedented level of calm.
そっか。メドゥーサ討伐ってそういう話だったのか。
はい。あれ以来自分の姿を見ることが私のトラウマとなりました。鏡が苦手なのは言うまでもないでしょう。
なるほど。別に見てもダメージは受けないけど、精神的によろしくないと。
そういうことです。加えてその後、あんな若造に私をいいように使われたなどと。ええ。この上なく腹立たしい。苦手でもありますが、恩敵とも言えますね。
Is Perseus the adolescent? Wait, did something, She mutters about having an urge to break every mirror she sees. No, please. Such an adolescent is an unusually emotional choice of words for Ryder, though.
若造ってペルセウスのことだよな。ライダーの話じゃ、そいつも犠牲者とまではいかないまでも、騙された側っぽいけど。
ええ。そうですね。彼も神々に乗せられた一人でしょう。何しろ、あの時点の彼は私にとって家程度のものでしたから、同情の余地はあれ、憎しみを向けるほどのものではないのですが。
ですが？
個人的に、どうしても好きになれません。後に立派な人物になりましたが、それでもです。
どんなやつだったんだ？
そうですね。彼がどんな人物だったかというと。
I mean, your first meeting with him was you getting beheaded. Did you stay conscious even after being beheaded? Ryder thinks did you thinks intently as if digging up his image from the depths of her memories. And not long after, she raises her head, seemingly surprised at the answer she came up with herself.
一言で言って成功したシンジです。
Oh, the world just isn't fair. That is the best way to get me on your side. Oh my goodness. That conjures up an extremely clear image in my head.
全く実に気に食わない。
So maybe Shinji's character was intentionally made to mirror at least how the Fate universe was, or maybe Perseus is being treated like Shinji for the sake of that, the connection to Ryder and all that fun stuff. I don't know if Perseus in myth would actually be something equivalent to Shinji, but Shinji could have been based on him or something like that, and that's why he connected to Ryder, etc., etc., etc.
これというのも、あのキビシさえなかったら。
Someone who's out for glory and bullshit and gets lucky, basically. Having had the barrier turned inside out by Kibissus, Ryder ended up sealed in her own Temple of Darkness. Anyone caught in the Temple of Darkness is said to experience a nightmare that has taboo and delight both mixed in it. However, I wonder what kind of vision was in that. I wonder what kind of vision was it that left her with a trauma this deep.
何を見たんだ、ライダー。
See, now that's... You don't have to say if you don't want to.
いや、悪かった。悪夢なんか思い出したくもないし、話したくもないよな。変なこと聞いてすまない。
いいえ、夢はお互い様なので、私からちゃんと聞かせないと不公平です。
Oh. Oh, okay. I get it. Ryder straightens her posture once again, but she still remains hunched over ever so slightly. It must be an even greater challenge to endure than the story of being beheaded.
その悪夢というのは。
Is this gonna be another?
メデューサ、出ていらっしゃい、メデューサ。
Oh no. Her sisters?
はい、ここにいます。なんでしょう、上姉様、下姉様。
なんでしょうじゃないでしょう。今晩私と私がポセイドン様の共演に出るって知ってるわよね、あなた。
はあ。姉様方は回収に呼ばれたことは聞いています。
ちょっと私聞いた？私たちの妹なのにどうしてこんなに使えないのよ、このデカ。本当に困ったものね。こんなに気が利かないなんて。メデューサ、あなたもしかして恐竜？脳が私たちの手のひらほどもないのかしら。
姉様方？
They were aware of the dinosaurs in ancient Greece.
夕食の準備でしたらこれからちゃんと行いますけど。
もう本当にイライラするわね。私たちの身支度は整っているかって聞いてるのよ。
はい、
い、支度はいたします。
So Medusa was Cinderella? This feels like Cinderella.
いたします。もう住んでいるんじゃなくて、きっとこの子は生半可な支度をして私たちが恥をかくのを楽しみにしているのよ。
そんなことはありません。私は。
あらねえ、私この子ったら反抗的な目をしてるわよ。そうね、かわいそうだけどお灸を据えてあげないといけませんね。かわいい妹のためですもの。少しやりすぎに見えてしまうかもしれないけど、
上姉様、反省してます。反省してます。明日から頑張りますから、今日はもう許してください。
そうやって小さくなっていればいいのよ。いいわ、もうじき楽しい宴だし今日は許してあげる。さあ
なんでしょうか、下姉様。
何のつもりよこれ。信じられない。私には衣装が3つあるように見えるのだけど。
内緒にしていたんですが、実は私も招待状ですね。
ありえない。
Shut up. Please shut up.
こんなものはこ
ねえ姉様、どうしてできたばっかりのフリフリドレスの鱗おろしとかするんですか。
うよ。私ったら本当に容赦がないんだから、かわいそうに。これじゃあもうメドゥーサは宴には出られないでしょうに。
ひどい下姉様、どうしてこういうことするんですか。
1000年早いって言うのよ。いいことメドゥーサ。メドゥーサの分際でパーティーに出ようなんて思い上がらないことね。そういうことは大きなお友達のファンクラブができてからやることよ。
What? What?
もうそれは言い過ぎよ私。それだとメドゥーサは一生社交界にデビューできないもの。
上姉様、それは。
私の言うことがわかんないの？あなたみたいな大女に惚れるノロマはいないってことよ。というかそんなの私たちが許さないわ。あなたに似合う男なんてそうそういるもんですか。そうね、残念だけどメドゥーサに似合う殿方は希少でしょう。キス一つとっても殿方に背伸びをさせるなんて女性として致命的ですよ。
そんな。というか、そんなに高くないと。
精一杯体を縮めてその程度のくせに、悔しかったら私たちと同じになってみなさい。私たちだったら美しく抱き上げていただけるけど、あなたと来たら持ち上げられるのはアトラスくらいなものじゃない。ええ、でも彼でも腰を痛めますよね。わかった？今のトレンドはコンパクト&スリムってこと。農工場みたいな大女なんてお呼びじゃないのよ。
ひどいです。そこまで言わなくても。
How is this still going on?
泣いたところでダメ。あんたが上から涙を垂らしても男は天井から雨漏りがしたかって思うかもね。あらあら、そこまで言ってはかわいそうよ私。知っていて、メドゥーサ鏡を見ながらため息をついているの。メドゥーサらしい浅ましい努力だと思わない？だから私、今夜の宴でポセイドン様から王面の鏡を譲っていただこうと思っているの。それなら小さく可愛らしく見えるから。いいじゃない、ポセイドン様にお願いしてとびきり大きな鏡を作ってもらいましょう。もちろんポセイドン様に尋ねられたらこう答えるわ。お恥ずかしい話ですが、私どもの妹はまっとうな鏡を制止できない。まあ、私たちってほんと 妹思いのいい姉だわね、メル。姉様方。
Oh my god, that just keep going. Oh my goodness. Yes, I get it. That was like 3 times as long as it needed to be. And so, several minutes have passed since Ryder closed her eyes.
ライダー、悪夢の話なんだけど。
気が変わりました。昔話はこれまでにしておきましょう。それに、もうじき予約の時間です。
Great. Ryder gets up from her seat. I regret asking. It was really an insensitive request.
それでは失礼します。それと、誤解なきように言っておくのですが、キビシスによって見せられた悪夢は、私にとってそう悪いものではなかったのです。私が動きを止めたのは、苦しみからではなく、もう二度と会えない人たちに会えた喜びから。
I get it.
なのですから。
Interesting. So, you get to experience the joy, because it said joy and misery, right? Joy and despair. The joy was getting to meet them again. The despair was only living out the, like, horrible moments with them.
今のシロと同じですよ。振り回されてばかりでしたが、あれは私にとって最良の日々だった。私が鏡を嫌うのは、それを思い出してしまうからかもしれません。
Interesting. She leaves with a kind smile. I can't help but feel happy seeing such a smiling face. Happy, but...
振り回されてばかりって、そんなことないぞ、ライダ
ー。Well, not by you or people around you. No, but what's with this surging feeling of companionship for Ryder? Okay, well, I'm going to leave it there. Interesting. Again, I'll do like the next step of that during the next episode, and then the last step that I was told about in the one after that. Again, if you have anything you want me to do sooner or later, before I move on and do main story stuff to presumably, because it feels like we're probably getting too close to a proper ending for the main story, feel free to let me know. And then I'll come back and do stuff later. I don't know if I'll end up doing 100% stuff when I come back in the future. But, you know, it'll be what it is. Ultimately, I'm only going to do what I feel like doing. That's the point of this entire channel. It's all a hobby, so. Again, if you have suggestions. Otherwise, I'll see you all next time. Drive safely, everyone.